friends, right there behind me is a gate to Maasai Mara, one of the world's most renowned nature parks. Thanks to its open landscapes and incredible biodiversity, it is without a doubt a dream destination for every animal lover. Yet, there is one big question that every visitor faces when coming here. And this question is, where should you stay and how much should you pay? There are literally hundreds of camps and hotels in and around Mara, and the whole purpose of this video is to make this decision easy for you. You will learn how to choose a place that best suits your holiday needs. You get to see 3 different hotels and learn how to get best deals to stay in them.
Did you hear that? If you're not staying inside the park, you sometimes can wait 3 hours at the gate.
And finally, we'll help you avoid the mistakes that simply waste your time and can ruin your holiday. So let's go. And to begin our journey, we're going to visit a small eco camp. Located about 60 kilometers north of the famous nature reserve. Yeah, the place is called Smiling Bush Peak, and we'll show you around. How are you, William? On the first look, it was spacious and truly beautiful. There was a lovely common area, filled with couches and books. A bush bar to keep you from going thirsty. Doesn't it look amazing? And when it came to food, thanks to the remote location, there is a set menu that is agreed upon before your arrival. And it's time for breakfast. My favorite part of the day. Besides dinner and lunch, of course. Yet after staying here for more than few hours, you start to realize that there is more to Smiling Bush Peak than first meets the eye. It was quite scary to hear the workers say that every time you walk around, you have to watch up and down and look for snakes and spiders, and you can just see where the wilderness begins and where we are. Every week the boys come slashing here, but the barrier between us and the wilderness is truly imaginary, because there's no fence, there's nothing else, and animals can really just come and go as they please. Yes, this here was a true bush camp, and you should adjust your expectations accordingly. When taking a shower, the water will come out of a bucket that is carried to the camp by donkeys. This is literally our water service.
I'm slowly getting used to showering with only 3 liters of water, which means that involuntarily I've become a water conservation specialist.
When using a toilet, it takes more than a push of a button to get rid of one's business. Everything needs to be covered. And when it comes to the rooms themselves, well, there's no doubt that everybody wants to know, where do we sleep in a bush camp in the middle of nature? And we're gonna show you. The first option to spend the night is in a dome tent.
This is actually more like glamping, I would say, because you can stand up in this tent. But it does not have electricity, so you have your cute lantern every night that you go to sleep, and then you have a big torch, like big torch, in case there's some movement outside or you need to go pee.
And if sleeping in a tent really isn't for you, then...
And this one here is known as the bush pod. It's a cozy little wooden house you can climb into.
The mattresses in both tents and pods were surprisingly comfy. But again, staying in a bush definitely comes with certain challenges.
I was peeing and then I heard a...
There's an elephant in the bush.
No, there's a herd. That's not just one, there was like 3.
But at the same time, it offers opportunities that can be found nowhere else. We're going baboon hunting with this. Nightly walks to spot bush babies and other nocturnal animals are included in your stay. So cute animals, like big wide eyes, and they jump like meters. And during the days,
this is the real Africa, you can't even see when you go on tours. The best thing ever happened to me.
we managed to see many of the Africa's big animals in the most thrilling way.
think I can confidently say that walking safaris are definitely my favorite. They just hit different when you're walking where there's giraffes and elephants and gazelles and zebras and you're not somewhere confined into a car. It's much more interesting.
The smiling bush pig can also be found on a couple of hotel sites. But the best deals can be found on their own webpage. And the prices start at around $50 a night, depending on the package you choose. We used local transport to leave the bush behind. And the next place on our list was again located a little more than an hour away from Maasai Mara itself. Well, we have made our way out of the bush and now we are at our second accommodation.
This one is a little bit more costly, but that means it comes with more comforts and a 24/7 open bar. You can open the tap for, like, put it on the tab for us.
Okay, no worries.
12 hours later. Yet all jokes aside, as soon as we walked through the gate, we were warmly greeted by Brian, a man who his neighbors like to call the White Maasai. Hello.
Karibu, guys.
Karibu.
Welcome Bomanoma.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Together with his wife Selena, they built this place from ground up. And straight away we could feel that this here was much more than just a common hotel.
This is their home. They built the home for themselves. And then people started coming and they were like, might as well have a lodge where people can come on the way to Masai Mara or back from Masai Mara.
This place is called Bomanoma. It sounds like a fun word, but does it have a meaning as well?
It does. So Boma in Swahili is a traditional homestead, and Noma is slang for badass. So Bomanoma means a badass traditional African homestead, which is kind of the vibe we were going for.
The complex itself, it sort of felt like a huge home connected by outdoor hallways. There was few different areas to relax and enjoy the atmosphere. And even a modest gym.
The man seems to be pumping iron, but it's actually like 10 kilos.
That was a cheap trick. The center of the action was of course the tiki bar. I absolutely love how trees are growing from inside the bar. The leaves and everything are on top of the roof. And then down here. This is very cool. And when it came to the sleeping arrangements,
Welcome to our humble abode. Ta-da-da.
so this time we have a small cottage. These houses came in a couple of different shapes and sizes, and they were built so that they stayed warm at night. Hello, macho. And nice and cool during the hot days.
Much of seeing if I'm alive. And this one, it has electricity. And so lighting, you can stand up. There is more room.
I know it doesn't sound like a big thing, but here in the African bush, being able to charge your phone next to your bed, next to yourself, is a big thing. Oh my lord, we thought we would have a little snack. We grabbed 3 appetizers, but there's a whole feast here. When it came to food, then Bomanoma has a menu with few different appetizers, 3 or 4 main courses. What are you gonna have?
One of us is gonna have this and the other one is gonna have this.
Cool. And of course, all the ingredients are locally grown and as fresh as it gets.
You're not lying, you're not lying. They were so good.
And one other thing that Bomanoma and Smiling Bush Pig have the same is that you can actually come here and they will organize your trip to Masai Mara. They're gonna pick you up at like 5 a.m. in the morning, drive you there, and once the sun comes down, you come back here, so you only pay for 1 day park fees.
Because the safaris by itself, they are really expensive. Only the park ticket is $100 per day per person. And if you want to stay longer in the area,
then choosing a place outside of the park is definitely much more affordable. However, there still are a few things that everyone who comes here should be prepared for.
This is our bathroom. This is one side, this is the ladies' side, on the other side is the men's side. And we chose to have bucket showers and pit latrines because we live in an area where it could go months without rain. And all of our neighbors, the Maasai people, they walk literally miles and miles and miles to a river that's basically bare, and they have to dig underneath the riverbed to try and find this dirty water just to be able to use to survive, to cook with, to clean with, to drink. And to put in running water here would be, it would be convenient to the guests, but it would be culturally kind of insensitive.
Compared to the other places, Bomanoma was the only one that also brought in local clients. Can I ask you, what brings you here? I've seen you a couple of times.
This is a place that is very good because the prices are very friendly. It's one thing. Ryan is a very good friend also to us.
Yeah.
And he's also engaged with the locals in very many ways.
I think that anybody can construct a house, or if you have money and resources, you can build something. But what you can't build necessarily is the vibe or the energy. I think locals come here just because of the energy that we've created. There's no other reason they would come here unless they enjoy spending their hard-earned money on a drink at this bar compared to a different bar.
It was a perfect mix of people from all over the world. And thanks to the amazing atmosphere, we ended up extending our stay from 2 to 5 days. However, the thing that made them truly stand out for us wasn't actually their food or rooms, but instead what was happening behind the scenes.
This is absolutely crazy what I just heard.
You see, Brian and Selena are deeply involved in local life.
Mostly Selena is teaching the community how to sustainably do agriculture, permaculture, how to grow crops, because the society and the world is changing fast.
They work together with many NGOs, doing their best to support and advance the community that they are a part of.
This place is changing lives, and mostly the people who work here.
And honestly, this topic really deserves a video all by itself.
With love, we can heal our world and make it happy. Yeah.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Oh, and before I forget, the best deals to book this lodge can once again be found on their own webpage. And to stay in a cottage like ours, you should expect to pay around $95 per night. Leaving Bomanoma wasn't easy. The place really felt like home. But what made it a little better was the fact that we knew that next up, we were heading into Maasai Mara Reserve, where true luxury was waiting. Holy crap, I just can't believe that from our hotel window. We're seeing a herd of wild elephants. But for this, we needed to make ourselves presentable. And it was best to start with our shoes. They had kept our feet dry in the jungles of Uganda. In Mongolia, time after time they were stepped on by horses. And in Japan, while climbing Mount Fuji, they were lacerated by sharp volcanic rocks. They really did look like crap. I haven't cleaned those shoes in a long time.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, there's everything over there. But you know what? After about 10 minutes of work, which in Kenya cost about $1, this was the end result. We could not believe our eyes. Look at those shoes are amazing.
Give it a lick.
Investing in quality travel gear really has been one of the best decisions we have made over the last year. And to make traveling easier for you, we have put together a selection of our favorite products, which can be found in Wild Viking webpage, linked in the description of this video. Yet with our shoes shining, we were finally ready for the last establishment on the list. Well, we have made it to our last accommodation, and what makes this place here so special is that it's located inside Masai Mara. It was called Mara Serena Safari Lodge. And although I don't like to admit it, then from the very beginning, I was impressed. I honestly can't believe that there's a place like this inside Masai Mara. It's truly beautiful. I don't often say it about fancy hotels, but with the color scheme and decorations, the place really felt authentic. And even more importantly, from the outside, it was extremely modest. All the houses here, they look pretty much the same. Outside they seem just like brown random little boxes. Blending into the landscapes and making sure that the main star still was the nature that surrounded us. And the view from the hotel, it's just unreal. Those bumps, herd of elephants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 elephants. Our room again was booked for 2 nights. And as we entered, there was just one thought in our heads.
This actually is pretty nice. Especially the freaking elephants from the window.
I'm really liking this as well. From a comfortable bed to a lovely bathroom. From the unique style to beautiful view. The room really had everything we could have wished for. 3 meals each day were included in our stay, and the food was tasty, served in a buffet style.
I haven't seen cheese in months.
I just wanted to say the same thing. It sort of even felt strange to have spa and gym, the amenities of a 5-star hotel in the middle of wild nature.
Imagine running towards the elephants.
And while here, we also understood why many people still decide to stay here, although the prices are higher than outside of the park.
Did you hear that? If you're not staying inside the park, you sometimes can wait 3 hours at the gate. Like, I think it's usually not that bad, but like still, I wouldn't want to lose any seconds.
Yeah, but this is high season. This is high season. When we were there, we were the only person who wanted to come in.
That is true.
Staying in a park gives you better access to animals and can save hours each day. But of course, these were not the only reasons. After a whole day of dusty safari, chasing animals, sitting in a car, feels freaking amazing to have a hot shower, put on a clean white bathrobe and just to enjoy it. On booking sites, the price for 1 night in this lodge costs more than $300. Yet for us, the stay was part of a 3-day safari deal. Altogether, we paid $850 per person. And if you deduct the $200 for park fees, then what is left is $650 for a private car, driver, the hotel, food, drinks. The list really goes on and on. And I guess what I'm trying to say here is that most safari companies get big discounts from the lodges inside the park. So more often than not, if you want to spend the night here, then the simplest and most affordable way is to book a safari where Serena Lodge is already included.
What I wanted to say about Maasai Mara and different budget accommodations is that in the end it doesn't really matter which one you take because the animals are the same. But if you'd like to relax, stay in the area for a longer time and only come to the park for 1 day, I would recommend something that's outside of the park. But if you'd like to stay inside the park for more days, then accommodation should also be here because starting every morning from inside the park is just way more comfy. Yeah, as I said, the animals are the same, so make your choices according to your budget and your preferences.
Friends, I really do hope that this video helps you with the planning of your upcoming journey. And to make traveling easier and even more comfortable, make sure to visit our webpage, linked in the description down below. Take care and bye.